Welcome to Mechanic. In this video, we're going to go over 7 reasons why mechanics hate working on these Teslas. So almost everyone loves Teslas, but except mechanics. So let's go some of those reasons as why mechanics hate working on Teslas and what that means if you have one. The first one is the hybrid battery. It is expensive. A lot of mechanics are used to working in gasoline diesel engines, and there's not much training out there as far as how to replace a high voltage battery. It's not a really easy DIY job that you can do at home, even though some owners have tried. So that's the most common one, and you're probably aware of that. The next one is a proprietary software. So Tesla locks these parts. These are computers or wheels, but Tesla locks it to an extent like no other car manufacturer does. So with a lot of cars out there, you have what's called an OBD2 port. Now, the early Teslas had that, and it's used for diagnostics. And if you come here, you do have it on this Tesla. It's right down there. It's a little far in there, you see? But the OBD2 port is there on these early Teslas. But on the later models, there isn't an OBD2 port at all. There is a possibility to add on some of Tesla Model 3s. You can add a little adapter cables. You need to know where to plug it in. And you can add a OBD2 port, but it's not standard. And even if you can make that OBD2 port or add it to your Tesla, newer Tesla, the problem is there's not a lot of scanners out there. The official Tesla software is called Tesla Toolbox, and that's a web application. Tesla wants you to go and subscribe, pay for that for every day you use it. Other tools out on the market, if you have a really good scanner, you'd be lucky to even have Tesla listed on there. So, like for example, this one can diagnose Teslas, can read codes, can look at live data, and do a lot of things more than a lot of other scan tools out there. But it's still, compared to what it can do on other cars, like other cars that can activate your fuel pump, and it can turn on climate control just from the scanner, control basically the whole car from that scan tool. On Teslas, you can't really do a lot of those, what's called the directional or active test. Next is limited part access. Mechanics can just go to their Napa, AutoZone, or wherever they source their parts. They just go and get parts for your Tesla. They have to go directly to Tesla, and they have to be authorized. And it's really painful. There's not a lot of parts online. If they go to a junkyard, parts are not tested. It's really a nightmare. So Tesla really does limit their parts. They don't really want to sell them to everyone. They just want to sell them directly, which takes us to the next step, which Tesla really repairs the restrictions, and there's a lot of red tape. They're really leaving out independent shops and definitely DIY people. So they'd much rather have you go straight to Tesla, even for a simple repair. You want to replace, the wiper motor on the windshield, you have to go to Tesla to try to find those parts, and so on. It's unbelievable. The next one is time-consuming simple repairs. I'll give you an example right here. These door handles on this car, 3 out of the 4 have failed. This one we had to replace because driver's door. But these back ones are not even replaced yet. They're still defective. There's a couple of issues with these. For example, it's a poor design to start with because Tesla, when they build this, for example, when you pull this door handle on most cars, you have a cable that runs to the latching mechanism and then releases your door. Tesla reversed that. They put the latch over here and the striker on the door frame. So when you pull this, there's technically a switch that you're triggering that sends the signal to the computer and back to the door latch to tell the door latch to release. It's a poor design, and it's a safety concern too, because if you lose power, you have problems. How do you actually just manually unlock the door? They were smart enough to go and put a cable right under the seat that you pull on that to manually unlock that door, but besides that, even to replace something like that, door latch, this mechanism, that's just a nightmare. The door handle itself, you have to take out everything from here. You take the door panel, you have to take the glass out, take all the motor and the covers that you have on the inside to replace something like this door handle. That even if you can source it or find it, they're still expensive, used. They can be $200-300. A repair like that at the shop, if they're gonna even take it on, they're gonna charge you easy $600-800, sometimes even $1,000. So if your Tesla is out of warranty, you can be spending out $1,000 on a single door handle, and you got 4. So $4,000 for the 4 door handles. On this one, we only have one that hasn't been touched, and that's the one on the front passenger side. This one, the driver door has been replaced. Two back ones don't work currently. So you can see, like, it's not easy compared to what other cars, how easy it is to replace these door handles on most cars. Tesla is just a nightmare. So that's it as far as time-consuming repairs. The next one is liability and fears. I mean, on this one, we did replace this door handle in the same week. The window regulator just went out. Now, someone might think, hey, like, you opened that door, you worked on it, now my window is broken. It just happened for that to break in the same week, but someone is just, they're going to think that it's normal for them to be like, hey, you were on the door, and you messed something else, and now my window, and now a mechanic has to figure out, okay, like, what do I do? Do I eat that cost, try to fix that door? Things of that nature. That's a lot of mechanics are going to be afraid to touch one thing and then ruin. I mean, that's not even a big issue. Imagine like they short something in the electrical circuit and then, cause electrical issues that they're just going to be thousands of dollars worth of repairs. That's another reason why a lot of mechanics don't want to touch these cars. And next is there's not a lot of training out there for Tesla. Tesla doesn't share a lot of their repair manuals and resources like a lot of other car manufacturers do. Some car manufacturers are a little harder to get repair info, but Tesla makes it extremely hard to get repair info for their car. And that's it, my friends. So that is some of the main reasons why none of the mechanics really want to touch Teslas. Mechanics can figure out a lot of things. The problem is not that these are electric, and they have less parts, less things to go wrong. But when something does go wrong on a Tesla, you're easily looking at hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for a simple repair such as a door handle. But that's where Ucanic comes in. We make a lot of videos, how-tos, and our goal is to empower you so you can be your own mechanic and do your own repairs. These are not going to be easy parts to work on. We do have quite a few resources out there, and we'll continue to add them. But just keep it in mind that you might have to do some of these repairs on your own because a lot of mechanics are just not going to want to touch them, and they don't. That's it. If you like Ucanic, please subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.